What's going on, guys? I think it's important to note that whenever I get an influx of subscribers, like recently, I have to mention my NDE, my near-death experience, and other experiences, so that they at least know the premise of the channel and how it started. And not only those, I had two really significant experiences, but being, a very deep dreamer and frequent lucid dreamer, and I've had astral projection experiences and all sorts of things. Um, I just wanted to point that out. The main reason I'm here for people who might be new and who might be interested in seeing the NDE, just let me know in the comments and I'll go ahead and share it. So it is a bit noisy in the background. There's people doing stuff, and animals doing stuff. So sorry about that. I can't do anything about that right now. What I just wanted to share is just a short video today. I just want to share something about my NDE and near-death experiences in general. Many people ask, well, why does the person have to come back? Why? To many people, it seems unfair or sinister or whatever the case may be. But first of all, look at it this way. The ones that didn't come back, we never know about because they're dead. So how many NDEs turned into death because they were allowed to cross over? Probably a lot more than the ones that weren't allowed to cross over. So that's something to think about right there. And also, I have some kind of silly analogies, but don't get me wrong, it's a struggle. It's a struggle, especially after the experience. Things were not peaches and cream in my life, not by any means. It was a dark time after that, the darkest of the dark, and didn't make things any easier for a long time. But I've come to realize that despite, all my foibles, it's probably beneficial for spiritual evolution for me to have come back. Um, Hopefully, not just on a personal level, but perhaps other people may have learned from me as well. And when I say learn from me, not only positive things, people obsessively think about positive influences. There's a reason why the negativity exists here, because people learn from that too. Or, even if it's simple things like, flaws in your character or whatever it may be, there's things that you could build upon and learn from each other during, the dark times. And the things that people do that are not very pleasant and are hurtful. And there's been many of such things that have happened after that NDE that were very hurtful that I have given and people have given back to me. But is there something to learn from that? Because there is. It builds character. It builds strength. It gives us a deeper sense of compassion when we can understand someone else's pain. Um, and ultimately speaking, you really can't think of your life as just your own life. You're a link in an infinite chain, and a broken link might break the whole chain. And I really believe that everything we do and say does have a chain reaction to it. And um, so, in that regard, that might be one reason why certain people who come to near death and are in the ethereal realm, and God sends them back, is because He doesn't just see your life, the absolute 0 point of infinity, sees every possibility conceivable in your entire life and every possible choice you could ever make, and the influences those choices have, and the most probable outcomes. So even though your life was already lived, I'll get to that. Um, there's still a more likely sort of outcome of how you're going to behave and the choices you're going to make. Um, and so your life has already been lived. Your life has always existed, actually. There's never been a point where your film reel, your book, has never been around. It's always been there. Your play has always existed forever because there's only this moment that exists. Where would it have existed before if all there is right now? So if you're cutting your life short and you're asking to get into heaven, what you're basically saying is that I'm in a movie that has existed forever. The hamster is kind of. I just cleaned her cage too. She's a little bit aggressive tonight. So what you're saying is that that movie, you know what? The character is not supposed to die until the end, but I'm going to cut out 20 minutes into the movie. I'm going to leave. And so the whole production team is now screwed. They have to go look for a new actor, or they have to rewrite the whole plot. They have to put in all this work now because you decided that you're going to leave 20 minutes into the movie when you were put in there to leave at the end of the movie. Your script was at the end. Like you watch these Netflix shows, right? And these characters die off. They die off seemingly always at the perfect time. Well, I don't think it's much different in real life. So, and I have another kind of a really silly and stupid analogy, but it's one I got. Take it or leave it, okay? So, say you spent months training as a Navy SEAL, and you spent all this time for this 1 week. For those of you who don't know, they go through this thing called BUDS. It's a class for Navy SEALs, and then at the end they have Hell Week, where they train like 18 hours a day with like very little sleep or food or anything. And if they can make it through that week, then they become a Navy SEAL. So if it's a thing here in San Diego, because that's one of only two places where they get trained. The other one is in Michigan, I believe. My point is that say you've spent all this time training to get to Hell Week, and then you spent 1 day out of the 7 of Hell Week, and you go up to your instructor and you say, you know what, I already got this. I figured it out. I don't need to do the rest of the 6 days. What for? Your superior is going to look at you like you're nuts and send you to a mental hospital. Or you wouldn't complete your training and become a Navy SEAL. So, possible reasons why, if you have an NDE, that it was near death for the specific purpose for you to bring that story back and share with people, maybe help grow other souls, maybe help grow your own soul. It's not necessarily a sinister, this light is evil and sinister. The light is not evil and sinister. I know I'm a free and sovereign soul because that light infinitely loves me the same, always and forever, and I will never change. Forever. Whatever grand play plays out in this cosmos, however crazy it gets and war and maybe the whole galaxy will be nuked or something, And like every universe will get nuked. It doesn't matter, okay? Like, because that love will never change. And that's when I wrote that comment today in the community post. That's why I said I know I'm free and sovereign, is because what keeps you free and sovereign is the infinite love. Okay? That's what I have to say. So, and since I came back, it hasn't been peaches and I haven't been the best at everything. My relationships haven't been that great. There's been a lot of problems since I came back, okay? A lot of personal issues, addictions, all kinds of things, okay? But overall, I think it will work out in the end. So when my script is over and that character is marked off, and I'm gonna go before Octavia goes completely insane.